Welcome back, YouTube. PPS here, back with my guy Monotone for our Monday edition of Pass the Prop. Looking like we're going to be all sports category today. We got NBA, we got MLB, we got a full slate of games everywhere today. Very excited to break down the slate with you guys. Monotone, how was the weekend? How'd you do? How was looking fresh today?
Hey, appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been a good weekend. I've been riding pretty strong with NBA. I've been doing a little bit of MLB on the side. These last couple, shows. I have been doing a lot of baseball, but we're going back to the basics. I'm going back into this NBA playoffs, and I'm excited for it. I think it's a great series. I'm pumped for today's show. I really liked a lot of the reads I have on today's game, so I think we have a good one. And if anyone needs, to refinance their home, let me know. I'm dressed up today.
Yeah, unfortunately, I ain't got that stuff on for me right now. I got back from the gym, got all my shit in before this morning. Energy drink down already. I'm ready to go. I'm kind of hyped up right now. We're about to get after it today. Yeah. So I know I saw you had a good day yesterday. Finally got my pop off day yesterday. So we're both kind of riding on that high right now, and hopefully we can have it continue here today. Steve saying he's about to go to a business meeting. What did you have? You have a meeting before this or what?
Oh yeah, meeting before, meeting after. You know what I'm saying? I got to get right back up out of here. Got to do something for a couple hours. I'll get my odds checker article in, and then I'll come home and chill. Busy day, but pass the prop is most important. That's why we're here for you guys, right?
We're back. Doesn't matter what we're doing. We find a way. We'll find a way. Quick, simple, right to it. We got quite a few people in here already this morning. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. Smash that like button. Again, if you want more free plays from us, they're in the description. To our Twitters, like he said, he has his odds checker article. I'll have my play for RX Forum out soon. So yeah, I'm very excited. We got a lot of plus money on the slate again today. And we're going to get back to the Taylor fade. We did pretty well, I think, last time, I believe. I think we got them both last time. I think the Angels got that one done. And Edward, I don't know. I remember Edwards. I don't know if I watched that game, but
he ended at 5. Did
he?
Yeah.
God damn. Didn't try hard enough. Mile looks like he's becoming Jason Allen's age, and he's going to have some injury policy on there because one of these times he plays the Bulls, that man's about to get smacked from this year, coming in right away and doing his thing. I love it, though. I love it. He finds a way. He's a little gritty guy for us. Suns first quarter props up. We eating tonight. Yeah, should be a great series. I'm really looking forward to that. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. We'll start out with Monotone's first play of the day, another one of his guys. This guy's been great in the DFS market. Obviously, his name's DFS, but he's been great as a cheap guy in DFS for sure.
Yep, for those who don't know, we're talking about Dorian Finney-Smith right here. He's the guy. He played more minutes than Luka, than anyone else on this team in Series 1. He played average 43 minutes per game, and he had 2 threes in every single game that series, 4 rebounds in every game that series. So we're rolling off of 100% accuracy in round number 1, and I'm not expecting a lot to change. I think most teams are going to approach Dallas in a pretty particular way, and that's, hey, let's get the ball out of Luka's hands at any cost, right? They got Mikal Bridges. They've got a great defensive unit. It's going to be hard for Luka to really take over this game right now. But we have these perimeter shooters that have been playing great. I love DFS. I love Bullock. I like all these guys this series. Kleba, someone that I went to a lot last series. I just saw they posted his line, only 6.5. That's going to be something for me to consider. Maybe a good live look if Powell gets into foul trouble. Point is, all of these guys are supporting Luka so well. He continues to sling it outside, and these guys are knocking down shots. So like I said, DFS had this in every single game last series, and I expect it to continue. 43 minutes, it's kind of hard not to stumble into 4 rebounds, right? When you're out there for that long, 4 rebounds is a pretty safe floor, and he's just been knocking those threes down. He had in every game with Luka, had 3+ in every game with Luka, and he looks sharp right now. I'm a big fan of DFS's game, and I think he's going to make us some money tonight.
Yeah, and just the sheer amount of minutes. I can't imagine 4 rebounds aren't going to fall his way. Should be a lot of threes put up in this series. Obviously, Luka's assist rate is astronomical. Somebody's got to make those shots. Obviously, he's playing at an elite level right now, and these guys on the outside are finding a way, man. Bullock has been fantastic. Same thing with DFS. I don't know, dude. This guy must be like running marathons in the summer, just watching this dude go back and forth. He's on the court forever. He's never tired playing D. It's just, man, he's doing Fantastic. Steve is giving his thumbs up of approval. Happy to see that you are enjoying that one. That one should be a good one here. And I'm going to be rolling with a plus money parlay here. One of my hit parlays, I'm going to do it a little differently because they're giving me a weird line on hits versus total bases, which honestly does not make sense to me. So Anthony Rizzo's total bases tonight is minus 175. His to get a hit is minus 240. So I don't really get it. I mean, it's the same damn thing. Walks don't count for total bases anyway. So if that was the case, I probably would switch it. But I mean, how do you not ride with Anthony Rizzo at this point? I mean, he's facing off against Ross Stripling today. He didn't get hit in his last game, and then he sat out yesterday's game, came in, got walked, and then got out. So hasn't got a hit in 2 straight games, but obviously didn't start the game on Sunday. Prior to that, it was like 9 or 10 straight games where Rizzo got a hit. This dude is the number 1 ranked fantasy player right now. His numbers are off the charts. 9 dingers, 21 ribbies. I mean, this dude is just crazy right now. 394 on base. It's just you can't really get him out at this point, and you can't get around him, right? That was the issue with him in the Cubs, right? They didn't have anybody behind him. Now you're going to bring in him at the 3, probably have Stanton behind. They can switch it up any which way they want. I think his total bases line should be at least 1.5 at all times. I don't think it's even a question at this point. I can't believe they're giving me this at this number. This is DraftKings here. And then JP Crawford, man. This I can't even talk because I'm so hyped up about the Mariners. I love this team. I love how young they are. And Crawford's the leadoff guy that he's got a lot of hype through the minor leagues and never really put it together. And now we're starting to see that, right? Right now, he's ranked top 20 fantasy player right now. I go off of fantasy guys because I've been playing a lot of DFS in a lot of fantasy spots here, but 460 on base percentage this year. And even going into like his game logs here, you're seeing multiple hits in 3 straight games. You're going in, I think it's like 9 straight games with a hit. And I really like attacking Jake Odorizzi. He's one of my favorite fades. Seeing him on the lineup card, I immediately looked at this game because I love fading Jake Odorizzi. Fly ball guy here. Also, Crawford has the ability just to get an infield hit too, which is something I really like to see, especially at the top of this order. Table setter, going to be a fun game here for both. I really like this parlay, and I really can't believe it's a plus money spot here. I'm all over this one. I know people are looking at Rizzo's head-to-head against him. I think he's like 3 for 12. But, I mean, that's with Rizzo on the Cubs most likely, and right now he is just playing at probably the best level he's ever played. So I'm going to be rolling with this one. Give me that plus money. Lock it in. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like you said, a lot of the things we worry about with these plays too are walks, right? You hate it when your guy gets walked 2-3 times a game. It's incredibly frustrating. Are you going to walk a Yankee in the 3-hole? The bombers they have on this team, every single mistake you make is going to cost you. Like you said, too, this is 220 for a hit, but someone messed up, right? Our favorite intern over at DraftKings or whatever, but it looks like they got their numbers a little mixed up. So you're getting good value, right? Just off the bat, you're getting about 20 to 40 points of value right there. Rizzo's been playing phenomenal. When you told me this prop, I actually thought you were telling me what number you got. I thought you were going to tell me you got his over 1.5 total bases for plus money. And I was going to be like, whoa, that's a steal right there. So the fact that we're getting these really reasonable odds, it's a great, building piece, something to bridge onto. Absolutely love it. We'll definitely be telling you right here at plus 117, plus money, baby.
Yeah, grab this now. I cannot, for the life of me, think that this is going to stay at minus 175 for a half. Like, if you have, early in the playoffs, you can find the money line that you can probably tail it with or throw it together with. You find your favorite spot tonight. I won't even mind taking it straight. Minus 175 is a little juicy, but with a guy right now as hot as Rizzo, minus 175 is not too bad to pay up. All right, let's get to our new section here, right? This is week 2, I believe. Week 2 or week 2.5 of rolling with our tail or fade section here. Remember, guys, we're going on Pikkit for this one to find these numbers. So make sure you go check it out. That is Pikkit. All right, we got 2 NBA spots here, the 2 most bet spots at 10:47 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is the two biggest plays, amount of bets on these. And let's see if we're going to tail or fade. I think we've been doing pretty well on these lately. Obviously, you guys already know one of the answers for me. I'm already going to take the over. It doesn't even matter. I don't care. It could be 50. I'd probably still take the over at this point. That's how much money Jalen Brunson's made me. I'm fine to eat the public juice here on this. I don't really care. I got to roll with Jalen Brunson. I'm on the I don't really care. It's just automatic over for me. I'm clicking that button. I'm taking it.
Yeah, this segment is a little bit unfair this week, right? Imagine Hunter Renfrow or Nick Chubb in football season, right? They're giving us one of our guys and they're telling us to fade him. Just like you, I can't do it either. Brunson's been great in round one, and especially there's going to be one thing you notice, right? Brunson's a great all-around player. We played his points, rebounds, and assists almost all year. That's what we've been looking for. In the playoffs, it looks like coach sat him down and said, look, Luka's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, right? He controls everything. When you get the ball, we want you to go score. And that's exactly what he's been doing. Brunson's looked very capable as a scorer in the playoffs. I got a tail. He's our guy. I got to keep it going. Brunson's been great this year. So no fading right here. Looks like we're double tailing this guy.
Yeah, this is our second straight show with the double tail. But let's see if we go again here. Tobias Harris over 7.5 rebounds. I don't know the odds here. I would think this would be heavily juiced just with the Embiid injury. But, I mean, I would have to go over again here. I always like more of the rebounds, points rebounds, or rebound props just because in the playoffs, the defense kind of actually steps up and tries to actually stop people and not just not care at all. So I always like the rebounds. I don't know if you saw the Bucks game yesterday, and the rebounding numbers for all of the Bucks were absolutely incredible. 4 dudes with double-figure rebounds, Portis and Giannis over 11, 12 rebounds. Like, it was crazy, right? But that's because the defense stepped up. You're starting to see that here, and I wouldn't expect anything different here in this game. I would probably ride the over here again on Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to unfortunately make it another. We don't normally do this, guys, but we're both gonna double tail too right here. I like Harris also. I think the biggest thing for me is chaos, right? No Joel Embiid. There's going to be a lot of rebounds to go around. We're not quite sure who's going to get them. Both of these teams have a lot of scrappy guys that are really going to be fighting for it. We got PJ Tuckers, Caleb Martins, guys like Tobias Harris, people that are going to be coming off the bench. So there's going to be a lot of fight for these rebounds. There's going to be a lot of rebound chances available. This number was 7.5 before the Embiid news. So now that Embiid is out, you'd think that would go up to 8.5, 9.5. With all the success he had last series, I'm going to have to assume it keeps going. Once again, 40-plus minutes should be very attainable for Tobias Harris. So I'm going to make it official. We're double tailing both of these right here. Pikkit Sports, code Pass the Prop over at Pikkit Sports. They'll give you free money. Every day you get a chance to win $100 if you go sign up over there with code PTP for Pass the Prop. We love Pikkit. We love this segment, and we love Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson is getting that. He's getting my money. Mike Trout, MLB, Carlos Rodon, pitching MLB, and Jalen Brunson. Those are the guys. Can't wait for Nick Chubb to come back and give me some more money because it just, I mean, we even bet his unders on the right weeks. That's how good we were riding with Nick Chubb. So, yes, Ben has been riding on the Jalen Brunson train. Yes, he's been so efficient. I think Luka actually getting hurt actually helped the Mavericks because Jalen Brunson became that dude, right? He was able to show everybody, I can put up these numbers when Luka's not here. It doesn't matter. I'm still 1B right behind him. I can do it. So I am very, very happy to always back Mr. Brunson here. So another plus money spot coming to you from Monotone. We have 3 of our 4 plays in that plus money range. We love it. Let's get you to it. PJ Tucker, old buck.
Yeah, so if there's one thing I've had success this year, it's not the easiest sell, right? But if there's one thing I've had success with this year, it's been playing traditionally subpar three-point shooters that play a lot of minutes to get it done in the playoffs, right? We saw this with Alex Caruso, Jimmy Butler. PJ Tucker is another guy. He hit this in every game for the threes. He had 1 3 in every game except once. He went 0 for 2 in the one game where he missed, and it was a bit of a blowout, right? PJ Tucker is not a guy that functions well in a blowout situation. He's an extreme effort, extreme grit guy that thrives on these close game situations and hitting clutch shots. When all the other games were competitive, he got the job done. As for rebounds, 5 for 5 on rebounds in the first series. I kind of said this in my article. I played a similar play in the first series. PJ Tucker does 3 things. He shoots corner threes, which percentage-wise he's the best at in the NBA. You wouldn't expect that necessarily, but it's true. He plays hustle defense, and he gets offensive rebounds. Those are his 3 things. They say, PJ, go out there and do that. Plays gritty defense that keeps him on the court. We saw his minutes increase too. We saw him play up to 30 minutes in those last couple of games last series. I'm expecting something very similar. PJ Tucker's not going to be a guy that takes 10 threes. He's not going to give you that Luka production, nothing like that. but he's consistent. I believe he'll get us a 3. He'll get us 5 rebounds. These are two of his 3 jobs, right? He has a very limited skill set, but he's very good at that. He got the job done in round 1. I think they're going to call his name right back here in Philly. I expect him to get the job done again.
I love it. I never will disagree with many of these PJ Tucker plays. I just like what he brings to the table. And you expect him to have to be the primary defender on either Harden probably coming through, like all these. He's going to have to be in there, right? I mean, obviously, in some of these series, you only see him play in like the low 30s. But when you start seeing superstars in these games, that's where PJ Tucker loves to be, right? That's what happens when he was with us. Against the Nets, the dude played 40 minutes. He literally played the entire time he was in there. I'm curious to see what they're going to do in this series when you do have Embiid back. Obviously, that's not going to be tonight. But, yeah, Maxey, you can score. You got Harden, obviously, you can score. And then Embiid. So I'm curious what they're going to do with him and if they're going to start running him a little bit more in these. Because when they're bigger stars in these games, PJ Tucker loves to be in there and just getting his nose dirty down there. So I like this spot. I can never go wrong with a guy who's going to be out there and doing what he likes to do, hit those corner threes. I can't even count on one hand how many times in a clutch spot PJ Tucker's just sitting there in the corner ready to shoot. So he knows what his job is. He knows how to do it, and I will definitely be tailing you on this one. Oh, okay. So my last one, we're going big plus money here. I'm going to be riding an under here. I know they're sweaty. They're very sweaty. I am going to Tyler Wells of the Baltimore Orioles, under 3.5 strikeouts. This is the first game of the series against the Minnesota Twins. And yes, I understand 3.5 is low. I did just cash in on Dallas Keuchel plus 125 on under 3.5. And I think we're in that same spot here. I think we're in that same boat. Tyler Wells has hit this number one time, and it was against the Yankees in his second start against the Yankees. They ended up losing 5-2 in that game. 5 innings, only faced a total of 18 batters here. Sitting right now at a 5.54 ERA, 13 innings pitched, 10 Ks. And we dig in a little bit more into his numbers here. Tyler Wells just is not missing that many bats. Like that, I understand, like, the Twins do strike out at a decently high rate. They're 11th highest in the MLB in total strikeouts. But like I said, Tyler Wells has hit this 1 out of 4 games. The most pitches that he has thrown in a game right now is 72. And he's a mixed fly ball, ground ball guy, not really much of one or the other. But when you're looking at his numbers here, 65% of his pitches are coming from the four seam and the slider. Obviously, those are good strikeout pitches, but the whiff rate just is not there. 16.7% on both of those pitches, just not getting any swings and misses. Only a 6% put away pitch on the four seam and only a 12% on the slider. This is going to be a very tough matchup for him, especially now that the Twins are swinging the bats a little bit better. At the beginning of the year, they were absolutely dreadful. They could not hit anybody. They just put up 9 yesterday. All the way down through this lineup, you're starting to see barrels come up. Obviously, the regression is finally coming back towards the hitters. Like I say, always at the beginning of the year, there's always going to be unders everywhere. So I really, really like this under 3.5. I just don't think there's enough swings and misses in his pitches. Even if you go into last year, his swings and misses right now, his whiff percentage is half of what it was last year. And now we're going up against a hot team. I really don't see this guy getting deep in this game. Like I said, the most pitches is 74. Makes it have to be very, very efficient here. Obviously, you got Buxton here. You got Correa. Kepler is swinging a bat unbelievably right now. And even Sanchez is making contact. That is something that you usually don't see. And even Garlick with 2 homers to win that game a couple days ago too. So up and down this lineup, you're starting to see some issues with some guys with pitchers trying to get by them. So I'm going to be rolling with the Twins. Never really thought I would say this, but I think that they take care of business here against Tyler Wells early on in his career and just not missing bats. I'm going to be rolling with the under 3.5 Ks. It's hit at 75% of the clip here to start the year.
Yeah, no, and I like that you mentioned too that his one hit, right, was when he'd already seen the lineup once through, right? That's obviously a big advantage to have as a pitcher and some good context to know. Guys that just aren't going to get super deep into these games, right, are kind of what we want to target, especially like you said, those whiff percentages were not very good. It's clear this guy doesn't have a sweeping slider or a heavy curve that's going to have some of these hitters, completely lost. So definitely going to tell you on this look, especially for plus 135. I see someone in the chat also said it moved to 4.5 at minus 175.
Throw it in a parlay with Rizzo.
That's what I was just about to say. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and this is something that I brought up on a couple guys this year, where the velo is just down, right? And it's not his fault. Obviously, it's early in the season, but like I said, last year he was getting a 27% whip percentage on his four seam. The dude was throwing 95.2 average mile an hour on his fastball and was throwing it over 55% of the time. He's at, like I said, only 93.8 now. That's a full mile and a half off. He's only throwing 42% of the time. You can just tell that he's just not as confident in the stuff. So if we're losing confidence here early on in the season, you got a team that's hot right now. I'm going to roll here with Wells. Obviously, this could be one that just absolutely blows up in the first four batters, but the Twins could easily just blow him up for a quick 5 runs and get him out of there. First game of the series, definitely going to be riding with the Twins here on this one. So, all righty. Oh, this is what he said, the under 4.5 for Wells. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, definitely would use it more as a parlay piece. I don't like taking strikeout props at that number, especially with how volatile these ones are usually, especially when you're betting unders. All right, I'll bring you this one. Jimmy Butler over 5.5 assists. Is there anything you're thinking about for this one? Any spot specific here?
Yeah, I haven't dove super deep into this one yet, but my first thought was, why is this 5.5, right? Without Lowry in the lineup, just like you said, there's a clear increase. I remember in the regular season, this being 7, maybe even, 6.5 juice, 7.5 plus money at times, dating back to even last year too, when Jimmy's kind of point Jimmy, right? So I obviously need to look a little bit deeper, but I don't know why it's this low, I guess, to be honest with you. I definitely agree that Jimmy is going to see a huge uptick in ball handling responsibility. He's going to be in charge of getting, Bam interested in the paint, the shooters outside. So I'm not quite sure why it's so low. It'll definitely I need to do a second deep dive into it to see why it is that low. But I agree with you completely. I think Jimmy should see increased assist production for sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's the juice on this one. If it's because I think 5.5 would be way too low. That just sounds too low. Obviously, maybe there's blowout risk here, possibly that people are thinking that way. But I mean, even if they blow them out, they're going to have to. I mean, Butler's still going to play 30 plus minutes and obviously be a big reason why. It's just obviously going to be is he just going to decide, hey, let me score every time, So that's always a tough part with those. Online, bringing up what's K. It's strikeout. Strikeout will be K there. So, okay, Jimmy Butler on the assist line is -130. Thank you, Alan and Uncouth. Appreciate you guys putting that in there quick. Yeah, definitely a spot there. Dequan brought up the Rizzo hit. So the Rizzo total base number was -175. Jay was talking about my prop moving up to 4.5 at -175. If you guys want to throw those two together, that would be a spot. I think it'd be plus 150 almost at those numbers there. So do really like those. Do you have any thought today on Zach Gallen? He's facing off against Miami. Always love fading the Miami Marlins. 5.5 strikeouts so far. Do you have any thoughts on this? You want me to take this one?
I got a question for you. What are the Diamondbacks doing? Why are their pitchers good now? That's my question. What is going on? Because I knew nothing about baseball last year, and I was just fading these guys and making money. So what's going on?
Like I said, early on in the season, you can't really take all of it.
True.
That way. I didn't look into their expected batting averages or anything, but Gallen's always been a good pitcher. I know a lot of people really hated on him when he was playing the Dodgers. And they're like, oh, he's not doing well. But, hey, dude, Gallen is nice. He's been nice. It's just all never really came together. He's absolutely filthy. His slider is disgusting. Usually has a very good two-seam. And tonight against Miami, it's just Miami's been swinging the bats decent, but they strike out a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of power in this lineup. Definitely would look on the right hand versus right hand for Gallen. I think that would be where I would look here because there is going to be a lot of power bats here. I will pull that up quick. I will look at what I'm seeing here for Gallen and his right-handed. Oh, my God. Look at those numbers. 143 batting average against 7 strikeouts and 6 innings pitched. And he also has a .82 ERA at home and a 0.0 on the road. And actually, one thing I can do here quick as well is pull up. Let's see what Pine Sports has for them. I know I've been looking at their numbers a little bit lately with those. So they expect him to go over, and their projection on those numbers are to go over too. So definitely something to look at, that those all match up, and definitely would lean to the over for sure. I think that those numbers would be pretty good. Alan's got one for us here. Maxi points. Is that something that you are possibly looking at today? Obviously facing off against the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I mean, you got great value obviously at 18.5 without, Embiid. That's obviously a great spot. It'll be interesting to watch. I'm not quite sure who's going to be the guy, right? Because Tobias Harris in the regular season wasn't the guy at all. We saw Maxey step up a lot more, but in the postseason, we've seen a guy like Tobias Harris play some pretty valuable minutes. So I think Maxey continues to play well. Also, the other factor right here too, Harden. What's going on with Harden? This guy sucked. Remember those first 3 games he played with Joel Embiid, where all of us were like, we're not going to stop them. It's over. They're so good. And then after those 3 games, he's done absolutely nothing. So Harden's going to need to figure his stuff out. And sometimes when Harden gets into problems, he just starts shooting, right? We've seen this with him and Russ over the years, just shooting, no matter if it's going in or not. Overall, I think Maxey does go over, but I don't have, at 22.5, I don't have as much interest there. I think him, Tobias, there are going to be guys I watch game 1. I see how this offense works without Embiid, and then I'll come back to the drawing board game 2. But I think you got great value at 18.5 for sure.
Perfect. And then our last question here looks like, before we do our recap, Ben bringing up, do we have any NFL win totals or other futures that we've looked at yet? Have you looked into that at all? I haven't. I have not looked at anything yet. Obviously, the draft was important for a lot of these. But I haven't. I have not looked NFL yet.
Yeah, I had a successful year last year, so I'm definitely going back to it. It's a little early still, it's a little early. I got baseball, basketball, golf, we've got a bunch of stuff going on. So there'll be a time and place for that for sure. I think we might even eventually do maybe a preseason NFL preview, a pass the prop, something like that, just dedicated to it. But for now, I don't have any bets in right now at all. I haven't even thought about it yet. We're not quite there. Not quite.
Yeah, I'm still right in the middle, thick of things here in the MLB season. Obviously, I have the NBA playoffs. So maybe once the playoffs are done, maybe I'll start looking into it. I think that'll be probably closer to the time when I only have baseball to focus on.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good spot. All right, 2 questions left. Jay, bringing in here. Luka and Devin Booker, 6+ first quarter points, -120. Bringing up that they're 2 of the leading first quarter point scorers this year. Is this something that you like to do? I know you like to attack the first quarter numbers. Is this why you possibly are looking at?
Yeah, no. So we were, as a Discord, my Discord free, by the way, Twitter bio, check it out. We've been on Booker first quarter a good amount this year. Like you said, 2 leading first quarter scores. The only problem is, I don't know about you, Booker didn't look quite 100% in that first game. They're telling us, yeah, Devin Booker 3 to 4 weeks, and then he comes back 2 games later, 3 games later. I'm not fully sold on the health quite yet. I think it's a good look. You're getting a great number, right? Booker was normally at 7, minimum 8, stuff like that. So you're getting good value here, but it comes with a cost. It comes with the big risk of Booker just not being healthy, getting other guys' shots, not being the focus. So I definitely lean over, but I don't have any strong need to bet Devin Booker at all tonight, and I don't plan on it.
Perfect. And the last one before our quick recap, Harden under 41.5 points, rebounds, assists. You lean under on the points. You lean under on the PRA as well.
I would probably go PR just because he has such a high ceiling with assists, right? Like if he has a 17 assist game, it doesn't matter how bad he is at everything else. He can get there just with volume. So for me, it would probably be points and rebounds under, but I do lean the under. Harden's got to get this figured out, and it doesn't look like we're going in the right direction. So points, rebounds is where I would go. But yeah, Steve brings up a good point. It's Embiid. It's Harden with no Embiid. He has all the usage in the world. He could take 30 shots tonight. He could take 40 shots. We got to remember, this is James Harden we're talking about. 100%. That's why I'm not betting it, but I would lean under. I understand why people are grasping onto it completely. But remember, if you are planning on pressing that under button, you got to just mentally picture James Harden taking 40 shots a game. And you don't have to mentally picture. You can go look at highlights. He's done it before. He's probably done it this year. So something to be cautious of, but I would lean the under just with how, poor he's been playing recently.
Perfect. All right, let's get to our quick recap. Obviously, all the plays are on the bottom already, but let's get it going here. I'll start out with yours, Monotone. First one.
Yep, we want Dorian Finney-Smith to grab 2 threes and 4 rebounds, minus 115 over at DraftKings. It's a hammer right here. Next up, we got plus money. We got PJ Tucker to knock down a 3 and grab 5 rebounds, also over at DraftKings.
And then let's see what you got on our Taylor Fade section here.
Tobias Harris over 7.5 rebounds. Looks like we're squares. We're going with the over. Jalen Brunson, once again, 19.5 points. Squares podcast around. We're going over again, baby. It worked last time. We did pretty well last time. Hopefully the public gods treat us good this week.
Love it, love it, love it. And I'll be, again, dropping 2 plus money spots here with Anthony Rizzo over half a total base, minus 175 is that number. Crawford to get a hit, minus 260 at plus 117. Someone did mention that MGM had this at plus 120. That might be a spot to go if you have that book available. And I'm going with Tyler Wells under 3.5 Ks at plus 135. Again, Jay mentioned a little bit earlier in the comment section that you can get under 4.5. That's obviously pretty safe there if you want to get that one. And throw that in a parlay with your favorite money line today. Obviously, baseball money lines are not very secure. It's baseball. Anything can happen. So make sure you love one or you leave it in like an open parlay or something like that. But Tyler Wells under 3.5 Ks. Monotone, what you got for the people before we head off today? You got anything for them?
Yeah, man, it's been good. I want to say just Twitters are right here. Yep, got the point down today. Monotone Football, Player Prop Savant. We post a ton of free stuff, not just over here on YouTube, so definitely check that. I got my Vegas Insider article already out with the Reggie Bullock and Jimmy Butler play that I also really like. I feel great about today's slate. Additionally, remember Pikkit Sports. They're nice enough to sponsor this. They're giving away free money every single day. It's a free app. There's really no negatives to signing up. Pass the prop. PTP is our code. It's a good app. It tells you, who's bet the most, like we talked about before. You get to follow that yourself, so you don't have to hear us say it at 12:10 or whatever time it is for you guys. You can check actually who's the most bet on guy a minute before the game starts. So having all that information is extremely helpful, and we'd appreciate it if you used our code when you signed up.
Yeah, helps us out, helps you guys out, helps you guys be better bettors, right? That's all the whole thing is about here. We're just here to help you make money, here to kind of give you guys a little bit of advice if we can, and hopefully put a little bit extra money in your pockets. So thank you guys so much. Starting out the month, first show, Pass the Prop. Hopefully we can start out in the green for you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, the recap's in the ticker there. Check it out if you're watching it later. That is where all of our plays will be. So without further ado, we will see you guys on Wednesday. Same time, same place. Let's lock it in. Let's make some money. Have a good one, guys. Peace.